I asked friends to share with me their photos and art depicting their favorite places in nature. Thank you to the many people who submitted for this special segment. The first photo was submitted by Trish Mills. She says, I bought some stale panettone and left it behind a rock out on the Cape Paceway. I was sitting there, and suddenly this rabbit's head peeked up over the rock. He just stared at me while chewing panettone. Every few minutes, he would duck down to grab another piece. Then his head would pop back up, and he would stare at me while he chewed. He was so very curious. It was as if he wanted to figure out what humans were all about. When you're curious about someone, you're open to learning about them. And then the more you learn about them, the more you understand them. The more you understand them, the more you develop a relationship with them. Once you have that relationship, it grows and flourishes, and you begin to really care. And you never harm something you really care for. All of God's creatures invite us, if we are willing and if we are kind, to be in relationship with them, because we are all born with curiosity and the desire to connect with each other. Robbie's Earth Day picture is of a blue-winged eagle. Robbie one day would like to visit the Marianas Trench so he can discover other new species. This picture was submitted by Diane Cooke. It shows part of the ruins of Bramber Castle in West Sussex, England. It was built in the 11th century to help protect King William I's newly won land after the Norman conquest. Sadly, due to neglect and erosion, the castle is no more than ruins now, but this adds to its majesty. She tries to visit there every time she visits England, as it holds a special place in her heart. She says, My father was the youngest of 9 children, and when I was young, his siblings and their family would gather for huge family picnics. Bramber Castle was a favorite picnic place which we fondly referred to as Uncle Fred's bedroom. Visiting Bramber Castle brings back so many happy childhood memories. This photo was taken by Eve Harrison after the ice hurricane on Lake Nipissing. She says that the lighting and the color makes the mood of the photo sad and cold. I think it's spectacular. Jared painted this picture of a snowy winter night, reminding us of the all-season beauty we get to experience here in the north. Karen Brophy sends this picture of a sunset last night at her home. She says, Sunsets always remind me that even as the day closes, another day will come tomorrow, another sunrise, and another opportunity to live my life as God intended. Linda McCarthy sent in this photo, which was taken early morning in North Bay's Armstrong Beach on Trout Lake. She says, Mother Nature has blessed us with this beautiful lake, which supplies our city with drinking water. We are so blessed to have good, clean water to drink. It is so important that we strive to keep our water free of plastics and other pollutants, not only for ourselves, but for all of the fish, waterfowl, and all living beings that live in and around the lake. Harvey Ellis submits this picture of Lake Nipissing, which was taken this week from his condo window. He says it reminds him of the hymn For the Beauty of the Earth, which you can find in Voices United number 226. In the spring of 1863, Folliot S. Pierpoint, born in Bath, Somerset, England in 1835, sat on a hilltop outside his native city of Bath, England, admiring the country view and the winding Avon River. Inspired by the view to think about God's gifts in creation and in the church, Pierpoint wrote his text. Judith sent in this lovely painting, and she says, Our beautiful Lake Nipissing sunset offers us hope for the earth with its abundant water and dancing sky. May the earth be renewed as we are every spring with the disappearance of the ice and snow. May there be healing of the water, earth, and air. She says that by coincidence, this painting covers an earlier painting of hers, which was of the ice piled up along the waterfront. Cassie sends in this picture of her and her son Jack. She says, I wanted to contribute a picture of Jack and I hiking today in my favorite spot for Earth Day. We went out for a hike to see what signs of spring we could see. Heather McKercher sends in this picture, which she entitles April Showers in the Near North. She says, We are fortunate to experience the 4 seasons in North Bay, even though one in particular is a little long. Lois Carey sent in this picture. She says, My favorite place in nature is in Laurier Woods, where a walkway was recently built in memory of my grandson Michael Gauthier. The walkway spans about 150 feet over a watery area between 2 paths. Markey Howard sent in this picture of the sign at John Kennedy Memorial Park. which is located in the west end of North Bay, commonly referred to as the Pinewood Subdivision. She says, "This park was gifted to the city by John Kennedy, a local developer in the late 1950s, and is truly a hidden gem within our city. Access can be gained from Jane Street, Parkwood Drive, or Maple Grove Drive. Come visit the beautiful trails and listen to babbling Kaufman Creek as it winds its way to Lake Nipissing's shores." Michelle created this beautiful work of art of a farm. We are so fortunate in Canada to have such diverse geography. Thanks, Michelle. Cindy Brownlee submitted these photos and says that Camp Carrotoo is my happy place. I've been camping at Camp Carrotoo since I was a brownie, and it is a camp that I have put a great deal of time and effort into over the years. It is not my camp, but a camp primarily for children and youth. When I'm there leading a group of children on a hike, or painting the basement, or even camping in the rain, I can always appreciate the beauty of God's creation, and I love being able to share that appreciation of the outdoors and the beauty of Northern Ontario with others. This is a picture sent in by Mariah, and it is her favorite camping spot in Mattawa. Thanks, Mariah. This is a picture that I took of one of the amazing spots here in North Bay. Some of you probably instantly recognized it as Descheny Falls, a popular spot to go with family. Evelyn and Nell are sharing pictures they made in honor of Earth Day. Ev's picture depicts the sun with some clouds and the moon. It is a special thing when you can watch the sun setting and see the moon rising at the same time. Nell's colorful picture reminds us that we live in a colorful world. Flowers and trees will soon be in bloom. Graham created an art piece with both the earth and the moon. The earth has a lovely heart-shaped nose, which Graham pointed out to me. Bethany Bradley sends in this picture. She says, "The picture of the shore was taken about 3 weeks ago in Penetang, where I am currently with my boyfriend while working remotely." Thanks, Bethany. Patricia Curtin Bailey sends in this picture taken in Brains Lake in Port Loring, Ontario, a place where she feels closer to peace than any other place. This is a photograph taken from Cadence and Nevaeh's family cottage. They tell me that it is a wonderful place to go to be close to nature and to spend time with family. Many of the junior choir members will recognize this place as they have a junior choir party there every year. Eunice Laporte sent in this beautiful photo of a cottage in the Haliburton area. She says, "The light shining through the trees and the mist forming on the lake as the sun rises reminds me that no matter what is happening in our world, the everlasting beauty that God has created always shines through." Bub Cook sends in this photo from the Arctic. He says, "This is me standing in a genuine igloo. I have my snowmobile helmet on. Notice the main structure with an outer room? The dog slept in this room, heating up the air prior to it flowing into the main structure. I'm standing in the windbreak area. The igloo floor in the windbreak and the outer area is recessed so that the colder air settles, allowing the warmer air in the main structure to remain. Finding an igloo as this is as rare as this is rapidly becoming a lost art." Judith sent in this picture of a mask. She writes, "This ceramic mask portrays the Greek story of Demeter, the life-giving goddess of agriculture, grain, and the harvest, and Persephone, Demeter's daughter, who has been captured by Hades, the god of the underworld. Persephone spends half of the year, fall and winter, with Hades and then emerges in the spring to spend the other half of the year, spring and summer, with her mother. Thus, the Demeter and Persephone story can explain the seasons of the year. During the time which Persephone spends away from her mother during the fall and winter, Demeter causes the earth to wither and die. This is the life cycle, and the order, disorder, reorder cycle. Persephone's arrival to be reunited with her mother signals a renewal of hope. It represents the rebirth of untold splendor and abundance. The earth once again becomes fertile and fruitful. This is our resurrection story as well and offers hope and new life." Teresa Jones submitted this photo of what I think is a crocus, often some of the first plants to spring forth after a long winter. Lynn Riesbeck sends in this photo, and she says, "My sister and I were hiking on a trail near Ucluelet on Vancouver Island's west coast when we came across this area. We were overcome with the peace and tranquility and just sat quietly on a log until the sunlight moved on and the moment ended. This remains one of my favorite memories of our vacation." She says she sent it to share the love she has of the area. Lisanne Boissonneau sent in this photo, and she says, This picture is special to me because it depicts my friends and I snowshoeing in one of BC's majestic forests. I love that our backs are turned to the camera because this could be a picture of anyone enjoying nature. But most of all, I love that it shows a group of people in solidarity with each other and the environment. This photo, sent in by Cindy Strain, who hails from Newfoundland, shared a photo of her favorite place in her home province. Darlene LaFerrier sends in this photo of the beautiful Lighthouse Trail in Louisbourg, Nova Scotia. She says, "It is one of my favorite hikes and the scenery is ever changing. The ocean can be calm, but can also cast waves far above the rocky shoreline. It is amazing to see the plants and animals that live in this rugged environment." This is a picture that I took this past summer when our family took a road trip east. It is a favorite destination for us because of the incredible hospitality and the rugged beauty. Nova Scotia is on my heart right now. From coast to coast, we live in a spectacular world. Let us remember to celebrate our Earth and take care of her every day. If you can, take a moment and check out the Give It Up for the Earth campaign. The link is here below. You can also check out earthday.org to learn more about how you can help take care of our Earth. Thanks for watching.